Our guest today on CivilNet is Michele Wegner, who is joining us today from Rome on April 23rd, one day ahead of April 24th, and before the opening of an exhibition in Venice, which will be portraying his father's photos taken during the time of the Armenian Genocide. So thank you so much for joining us today.
I'm very pleased.
In the last 50 years, since your father was first contacted about the idea of displaying these photos, speaking about this issue, in your perception, what has changed?
Well, it has changed the fact first that at that time, it was 1963, the few Armenians living in Milan started to ask, but do the photos exist? Because since 1924, when there was the first conference, the last conference of my father about Anatolia and the Armenian Genocide, everything was calmed down and nobody cared about it. In 1963 it was just the beginning, but nobody in Italy or in Europe was very much concerned with this. It was then really only in 1995 that the first exhibition was prepared and opened in Milan with all these photos of my father, but also descriptions, part of letters he had written to his mother telling about the tragedy that happened in Turkey with the Armenians.
So since the first exhibition in '95 and now we get to the one tomorrow, how has the change in perception varied? And is the exhibition that's starting now any different than what it was, say, 16, 15 years ago?
The point is that since then, you know that massacres have been in Yugoslavia and Rwanda and in other places in Kosovo, and this connected with the Jewish genocide made more and more keep interest to know what happened in Turkey with the Armenians. So nowadays it is a complete movement of interest and studies about all what happened in the last century, and this changed completely the view of the fact. Naturally, is seen the Armenian genocide as the first one in an organized way, and there is great interest, and people want to know more and more, and that's why this exhibition has been going around, not only to Armenian places. In Italy, it was in many, many towns and schools and universities. There's great interest for it.
Has the audience changed? Have you seen a growth in a certain area where more people are interested? Is the audience solely people of Armenian descent? What would you say about the audience?
Generally, it is done for the people who are not Armenian. We want people to know what happened. The Armenians know the name of my father, but most people have no idea what happened, and the fact that they can not only read about it, but they can see the photos, which are a very, very important aspect to make people feel what it was like.
That is very important, and it's great that people are still learning today from various backgrounds. Let's talk a little bit about your father specifically and his legacy over these last 30 years. How would you describe, what's kind of happened to his name, how he's viewed in various places? How would you describe that?
The interest for this aspect and what people are concerned with is becoming a very important aspect, because also of the fact that it was always said there has been only one genocide, and that is the one of the Jewish. And the fact that in different countries there are movements concerned with the name of my father, who also took so much place concerned with the Jewish genocide, or what was happening in Germany in 1933. He has been practically, one has to admit, the only German intellectual who took straight away a position to Hitler, telling you're going to destroy Germany. And that has a very important aspect, that the figure of my father is something which is covering more than one aspect of the tragedies of the last century.
For sure. Michele Wegner, thank you so much for joining us today. We know that this is a conversation we will continue to have and we thank you for continuing to do this and continuing to teach so many people about what to us is obviously such an important issue. So thank you very much.
I'm very thankful to you.